Welcome to Section 4, Puppet Reporting. In this topic, you'll learn how Puppet can be configured to generate reports, and how Puppet gathers metrics to be used in reporting, and some reporting basics. There are many ways Puppet data can be visualized. At its core, Puppet generates the raw data to be ingested into a myriad of reporting tools chosen by you. This is a short section that I've broken down into 3 topics. There certainly can be more topics, but I'm reminded that Puppet reporting is really about configuring Puppet to generate data. Now, this data is then ingested into pretty much the tool of your choice for reporting, or for the purpose of data analytics, tools such as BI and Splunk. With that in mind, I have 3 topics for you. First, let's take a closer look at the agent-master communication and how to configure Puppet for reporting. Next, I'll move on to foreman reporting and how to configure and use foreman for Puppet reports. Last, I'll take a dive into the Puppet DB and show you how you can use it to gather metrics for just about any visualization tool under the sun. Let's get busy with Puppet reporting basics and how to configure Puppet to generate reports. I'll assume that you have a decent understanding of Puppet terminology and the Puppet architecture, so I'll focus on the report configuration portion of Puppet. Ready? Let's get started. Puppet configuration for reporting is fairly straightforward, as core Puppet is not a reporting tool. Puppet is a DevOps tool used for the configuration and the automation of DevOps servers, both virtual and on-site. Now, functionality, such as reporting, is performed by third-party tools or by non-core Puppet plugins. So, configuring Puppet for reporting is pretty much an exercise in ensuring correct communication between the master and its agents, and then adding some configuration settings. It's important to at least have some idea of the types of reports you may wish to run, and then you can specify which kind of metrics you would like each Puppet agent to report on. Most of this configuration will be on each of the Puppet agents, although some configuration will occur on the master level. Report metrics are performed during a Puppet run. Metrics include important data points such as when a run was initiated, what configuration was applied, and any errors that may have occurred during the Puppet run. Let's take a closer look at this in the following video. I'm going to be going back and forth between the Puppet master and the Puppet agent. Now, the first thing I need to do is I'm logged into the Puppet master. I'm going to make sure we can receive communication on port 8140. And then as a sanity check, I'm just going to make sure that the Puppet server is running. So as long as the Puppet server is running and I can communicate on port 8140, I should be okay. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan on over to a Puppet agent, which you see right here. What I need to do here is make sure that I can find my host or find my Puppet server. Now you should do this on each one of these configuration files in the host file on each of your agents on the Puppet master. I'm only going to show you on one machine, but make sure this is on all machines in your topology. Notice how you see Puppet and you see the IP address 206.189.66135. That's the IP address of the Puppet master. Make sure that's on all of your machines. Now from here, what I need to do is I just want to make sure that the Puppet agent is running, and it is, and I could see that I had some recent Puppet runs, which is encouraging, and the Puppet runs were successful. So that's kind of the groundwork I need to do. Now what I need to do is go into the agent, which I'm in right now, and make a change or make some changes to the Puppet configuration file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate through the folder so you can see where that's at if you don't already know. And we will make some changes to puppet.conf. And you're going to see it right here in the Puppet folder. And there it is. So I'm going to use Nano to open up my Puppet configuration file. And quickly, we're going to go over some of the settings. Now, all of these settings are going to be different depending on what you're trying to do. But this will be enough to get you started. So let me open up the Puppet configuration file. And then we're going to go over just some mostly used, for lack of a better term, Puppet configuration settings that we could put in our Puppet configuration file. Now here, I just have them commented out. I got about 5 or 6 of them here. First one is we can turn reporting on and off. Now, with the Puppet True, basically what we're doing is we're turning on reporting, but it's true by default anyway. And then we get to pick which port we're going to be sending our reports to. Later on there, on our next setting, we got the Puppet server, and that's the server in which we're going to be sending our reports to. And then underneath that, we have the report directory. The report directory is the folder on the Puppet server that's going to receive our reports. And then below that, we got a list of our report handlers. And this is where we're going to put any kind of plugin information that we might have. Because as I mentioned before, that Puppet really uses plugins to configure its reports. And then we have the report URL, which is the URL or the HTTP address in which we're going to send the reports to. So the settings in these are going to vary depending on what kind of reporting you want your agent to do to your master.